Hello and welcome back. You're now watching the second xBase v12 demonstration video. This video is intended to provide more detail into the flexibility and the functionality that xBase v12 has to offer. After watching the first video, hopefully you're more familiar with the dashboard, which is where we're going to be starting again for this video. For the scenarios we talk about in this video, we're going to use the same test data we used in the first video. But this time we'll add some more data in and spend some more time in screens you've already seen, as well as venture into new screens and features. We're going to look at some additional functionality of the dashboard and the docent in this second video to get started. Here on the dashboard you see that we have a calendar. You can view the calendar by day, week, or month, and you can also choose to filter which activity types you'd like to view, as well as choose which assignees you'd like to be able to view as well. On this tab you'll see that we've created a way to integrate with your Google Calendar. This works well because you may have some salesmen or workers in the field that may need to be able to access their calendar events as well as make edits from their Android phone or iPhone or iPad. And this will give them that ability to do that. Over here on the docent, we've included your activities, your upcoming activities, and your objectives on tabs on your docent. This is so if you're in the calendar on your dashboard, you don't have to keep going back to the Today tab and flipping back and forth like this to try and schedule something up. Now let's just say that a sales call comes in and we need to add somebody new. We're just going to go right here, back home. And now on the docent, I'm going to go to Contacts. Now I'm not certain if this person is in the database or not. So let's look for this person to be certain. I received a telephone call from Carrie, and I did confirm that that's spelled C-A-R, so let's check that out. The system found somebody that's C-A-R, but it's not who we're looking for. So what we want to do is go up here and simply add this new record in. This is a person, but you can also add in any company and list it as a company. It's very important to separate out people from company because it does affect the relationships in between them. A company could have many people that are connected to it and vice versa. With relationships, you can link people to people, companies to companies, or people to companies. I got a telephone call from Carrie, lots of stuff. Carrie does not have a nickname. We don't need to add a photo of Carrie. And for the purpose of this demo, Carrie doesn't need to have a website. Again, this is where you can enter notes in. We can categorize this. We're going to categorize this as referral program, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Carrie prefers to be emailed. Okay, we've gotten the gist of adding Carrie into our system. Now let's go over here to relationships. I want to add a relationship with Carrie, lots of stuff, to Don Budgie. Don Budgie referred Carrie to our products. Notice that the contact information from Don's record is automatically visible here under Carrie's record as a relationship. Now we find out that Dawn and Carrie are actually sisters. And if I could spell, this would work out better. So that was all we needed to do to add this relationship in. Now we're going to navigate back home, go to Bookmarks, and let's look at Dawn's record. I want to go into the Relationships tab here. The newly added relationship data is ready to view in Dawn's record as well. It prevents the need to double enter any pieces of information. And now what we need to do is add our telephone call to Carrie. And we need to add some workflow steps so that we can convert this lead into a sale. We're going to add a telephone call here. But I would like you to see that you have a variety of options. You can add a calendar block, a meeting, an online meeting, such as GoToMeeting, an email, a phone call, a voicemail, a text message, a letter, or a fax. But let's get back on track here and add this telephone call. Let's say we had a 30-minute phone call. And let's say that this is high importance because Carrie vocalized that she wanted to spend a lot of money on our new promotional products. If I wanted to be reminded about the activity, I could select to do that here. We're going to add Carrie here. I am, of course, the assignee. Category is sales. Because we've added Carrie into our database, we have her telephone number here. Again, I'm going to mark that it's inbound. And product inquiry. And I'm going to save this activity. On the dashboard, we can see the activity that we just added, just like in the first video. But now we need to email Carrie her product catalog. We're going to do this as a threaded activity. Threaded activities are additional activities that are relevant to the current activity. Right here, we have Carrie's activity. We are going to add a threaded email. Carrie is already the contact because we created a threaded activity off of an original activity for Carrie. I will still be the assignee, and the category is also noted here as well. The solution is smart enough to recognize that each contact that's listed in the 2 lines or the CC lines or the BCC lines, and it already has the email addresses because this person is a contact in our database. So the solution is smart enough to add this information right in here for you. Again, we're preventing double entry of any kind. This is outbound. Notice it says emailed Carrie a product catalog. A product catalog can be stored as an attachment, which can be sent out of v12, functioning as an email client. So for the purpose of this demonstration, we've already emailed Carrie her product catalog. I'm going to go ahead and go here and add this as a referral program. And I'm going to add Dawn's information. We're going to go over here to bookmarks, and we're going to go to Dawn Budgie's record. Too fast there. And we're going to go to the Activities tab. As you can see, all of the activities that are relevant to Dawn were included in her activities thread as well. Again, steps of preventing any double entry. We can see here that Dawn was included on the email activity to send her sister Carrie a product catalog. Let's go over to objectives, because we want to be sure that Dawn gets credit for the referral program from sending Carrie to us. So we're going to quickly assign this out as an objective. I'm going to simply add an objective here. And this will be due by the end of the day, Monday. We're going to assign this out to Wayne Jackson. Notice that Dawn Budgie is already the contact because we added this objective under her contact record. I want to go to referral program. And I also want to go back to contacts. And I want to add Carrie. This is an action, which happens to be the default. And we did touch on the default status of not started in the first video, but as you can see, you also have options of in progress, completed, awaiting outside action, maybe it is deferred to someone else, or the objective could be canceled. These become very, very useful as you're watching the progression of objectives as they're making their way toward getting completed. And now we've just added this appropriate objective. Now I want to stay on Dawn Budgie's record for a moment, her contact record, and we'll go back here to the Details tab. And this should look very familiar to you because we touched on this a bit in the first video. Over here in the Relationships tab, we've touched on this a little bit, so you should be pretty familiar with this. But let's just add a relationship in on the fly, just to show you how easy this is. We're going to add Engelbert Humperdinck. And he's going to be the emergency contact for Dawn Budgie. You can see the relationship between the two occurs very quickly. If I were to navigate to Engelbert Humperdinck's contact record, I would also see that Dawn Budgie's relationship has already been recorded under the Relationships tab. because Engelbert Humperdinck is already a contact in the database, we see his information here. On the Activities and Objectives tab, we've spent a little bit of time in this video already. But again, to recap, this is where all of your activities and objectives that are relevant to this contact will be stored. The Attachments tab is where you can store any attachments that are relevant to this particular contact. Here we have Dawn Budgie's picture stored. You may have a logo for a company, you may have letters, you may have product catalogs. There are a variety of attachments that you can store in your xBase v12 solution. Over here on the Web Resources tab, this is a screen that searches the web for information that's relevant to this contact. As you can see here, it's searching for Dawn Budgie in a general search as a default. And what it's pulling up is Melissa McCarthy, who's the actress that played Dawn Budgie in the movie Identity Thief, which is where I got this demonstration material from. But you can see how well this works here. You also have options where you can search Google, search Facebook, search LinkedIn, show other sites, etc. Very, very cool tab. Now on the Custom tab, this is a screen where you can record and store custom attributes for any record that may not be relevant in relation to an activity or an objective. So you may need to store information on somebody that's not important enough for you to go out and create an entire activity for it. Here, for the purpose of this demonstration, we know that Dawn Budgie has allergies, and that allergy is to polyester. So she can wear cotton, but polyester makes her break out, so we can't sell her any polyester clothing. We also know that she has a huge hobby, which is thimbles. She collects them, and she's looking for them and buying them often. We also know that her shoe size is an 8. But in slippers, we noted that she wears a 9, so that we know to try and sell her size 8 shoes, but if she buys slippers, remind her that she's a 9. It's very easy to add custom attributes on the fly. We can add favorite color in. And let's just say that Dawn, I think it's probably safe to say that Dawn really likes pink. So let's say that Dawn loves pink and she has 7 pink bathrobes so that we can continue to try to sell her more pink bathrobes. Well, that concludes the xBase v12 demonstration video number 2. We covered more detailed information on the functionality and flexibility of xBase v12. Thank you for watching.